about for the parents? Because for some parents, it's it's a joy. It's just a new discovery and a new part of their life, and for other parents, they feel really sad, like they've had a loss. They've lost a child. Is there support for them, or what? How do you support parents?
Yeah, absolutely. There's that whole range of different kind of responses that parents do have, right? And that feeling of like loss or grief or sadness is a really natural one, and not one that you should be ashamed of. I think it's really important that we recognise that a young person's transition or their journey is also a journey for the rest of the family, right? And it's totally natural for us to have our own feelings about that, which is really important. Um, Also really important that parents are engaging in the support that is available to them as well. So here at Qtopia, we're always happy to meet with parents over cups of coffee and connect them with other parents of trans kids. And so often people just need to have a conversation with someone where they feel like they can ask all their questions that they have that they might not want to ask their young person. So there are some really great resources out there. There's a Facebook group for parents of trans kids in New Zealand that is just for the parents, so there are no trans kids in that space, which means it's a really safe and easy place to kind of ask some of the questions you wouldn't necessarily want to ask in front of your kid, and to get that kind of peer support and advice. And then there's this amazing resource that's recently been published called Storm Clouds and Rainbows, which I assume we can put a little link up on the screen somewhere.
Yeah.
Storm Clouds and Rainbows is published by Be There, which is a great resource for parents and families, and it's written by parents of trans kids as well. It really looks at the different journeys and experiences that people have from that really joyous response to one that's a bit more difficult and longer and slower, and some of the sad responses as well.
And I think that resource it is a fabulous resource because it acknowledges the full spectrum. But I think the other really important point it makes is that parents need to do the work themselves. They don't need to do that work through their child. So
absolutely.
seeking help from other parents definitely, or from friends, but not asking the child to educate them or asking the child to help them with their own grief process and things.
Absolutely.
Really
and I think there are definitely some questions that you can ask your kid, maybe not in that initial conversation where everyone's maybe still doing a lot of emotional processing, but I think there are some really helpful questions to ask that can also signal to your child that it's a topic that you're open to having conversations about as well, because some kids might really want to talk about how they're feeling about their gender with you, which can be really valuable. But asking like exploratory questions to help you understand your child as the person in front of you can be really useful, rather than questions about like your child as a trans person, which is a bit more of the educational one.